Hello and welcome back. I'm in the shop this afternoon. My brain's cooking, and so is the temperature outside. It's going to be approaching 100 for the next 3 days with awful humidity. We typically get them at the same time. That's the way the airstream comes up the eastern seaboard, I guess. Whatever the reason, we're going to be cooking for a few more days. Up until today, or even as early as this morning, I get up the crack of dawn while you got a couple hours of decent weather, well, temperature wise, and try to accomplish a few things. I had been planning to buy one or two storage containers, and then looked around and decided 3 40-foot high cube shipping containers was all the money I had at the moment, but should help to alleviate my stuff problem, my self-inflicted stuff problem. Well, in my journey through life, this is what I choose to do. It's my bad habit, and I'll do what I have to do to put up with it. So it's my joy and happiness, apparently. So my thought with the third container, the first two, pretty simple. I need to put the project vehicles themselves that are, expensive or worthwhile. There's still going to be some stuff sitting outside. That'll probably always be the case, and sometimes when they sit outside, they're just getting better looking. But my 56 Chevy wagon, my Model A, the one you can see here, my Model A Roadster pickup, the Race 55 for a short time, the 24 Willys Overland Roadster pickup. Yeah, an odd twist of fate, I just got the tape measure out because the boxes are 40 feet long. Ultimately, I'd have a little space for a shelf or two to store more stuff on, but how long do you think a Model A two-door is and a Model A Roadster pickup? They're 12 feet long. That's front to back. So I thought only 2 vehicles per container. Obviously, the Roadsters, well, and the two-door, can fit in a 40-foot box with a couple feet to spare. But the funny part is the Willys Overland Roadster pickup project says that it is. When I first saw it, it looked like a wheelbarrow tub in my friend's yard. And that's exactly what it looked like. It was, and that's all it was. It looked like somebody left a wheelbarrow tub there. So anyway, in my mind, it's the smallest, right? It's like tea bucket size. That thing's 13 feet long. It's a foot longer than a regular Model A, even though the chassis are very similar. So those 3 will go in a box. So that's a bonus for me. And probably the 2 Tri-5s will go in the second box with some space left over for, I'd like to have some shelving at the very end and keep parts specific for whatever projects are in the box. The third box, which was a last minute addition, I even had to change the location where I was going to put them. And speaking of putting them, I also want to have some, not free, but more covered area still outside. A lean-to off either side is what I'm going to do now. I could put 2 40-foot lean-tos by however wide I choose. When I get more money for lumber, I have to spend all my pennies, but that's how it goes when you're paying for everything. But as late as the driver was here with the first box Monday morning, he's in the road, he's walking down, I'm going to show him the obstacle course he has to go through to put them where I want them. I was going to first I thought I was going to spread them out 12 feet apart each and then build a flat roof. I thought that would be easier, but more I thought about it, one, it's a flat roof. We got a lot of snow. I'm going to be worrying about it. I'd much rather have a traditional angled roof that with metal roofing or whatever I choose to use, the sun might hit it and it might just all fall off. And even if I have to get the roof rake out to get the snow off, I'm not dealing with a flat thing with no way to, even if you're up there shoveling, you got to shove it, throw it over the side of a couple boxes. So that got less desirable. So he's walking down the driveway and I decide I'm just going to put them all three together. And fortunately, I graded a big enough area, so now I have ample room for at least a 12-foot wide lean-to on either side. The last box is the most exciting at the moment. I can't wait to get started on it because I'm going to run some basic electrical inside it. You know, maybe 2 lights in the ceiling and a few outlets. And temporarily on the outside, I'm only going to drill 1 hole in the box. I'm going to seal it both sides, and I'll have, you know, a connection to plug a female cord into. I'll have a male connection on the box. For now, if I like what I've done electrically, I'll eventually trench my way over to the back corner of this garage with some, I'll probably put it in conduit. I've learned my lesson. You should probably always do that. But I might just direct bury 110 volt circuit, so I have power over there. It'd be handy for my tractor parks if I ever put a block heater in it. Might want a cord, but right now I have an outside cord, 100-footer, and I can just stretch it over there and plug the box in, because inside the third box, the one closest to the garage, I think, I am going to take my metal forming equipment that has been clogging my shop. I've always had a desire to possess them. It's taken me, you know, a lifetime to collect all the stuff. And I had to write them down, and I'm probably missing a few. These are all items that I can easily walk out and do whatever 5-minute job I have to do and walk back in the shop instead of walking around it in here for years. I mean, it's to the point, take a look, I mean, we're drowning in space. I need more space. I was going to add on the shop, and I still want to add 1 bay eventually, but I have a perfectly good shop that's already heated and powered and everything. It's just the stuff is in the way. So, in the third box, stomp shear. That thing's at least, it's a 36-inch stomp shear. It's probably 21 or 2 inches deep. This is all space that's taken up in here. A sheet slitter. I used to ride by this sheet metal shop. They did HVAC stuff and whatever jobs came along, I suppose. In the next town over, it was on my way home for years. One day, within the last 5 years, you know, going out of business, selling the equipment sale. I happened to hit the right day. The guy was in the right mood. And for instance, this sheet slitter, which is a 110 powered rig that you can take a sheet of sheet metal and you can cut little strips if you want to. You just keep feeding it into the thing. And it's got a powered wheel. It helps you, you know, maneuver the metal through the cutter. It's pretty neat. Again, it was cheap. I forget exactly what I paid, but if I bought it, it was probably a good deal. And all this stuff, just for the record, I'm pretty sensitive about people's tools. I don't try to, you know, knock them down. If they want $100 for it, I'm not going to offer them less, because tools, and when you're selling your tools, it's a significant milestone in my life. I've learned the only time you should ever sell a tool is if you're upgrading it, because someday you're going to need it. If you're a handy person and you need tools to be handy, well, anyway, getting sidetracked. A Panishin hammer. Awesome to have, really loud. I'm sure my neighbors will love it, but it can't be any worse than running it in here. I don't use it very often. It's just a Harbor Freight deal, but it has a stand and everything, so it'll live in there. I'm going to hopefully arrange them nicely in a U shape or however it works out. Same with the English wheel. I bought it when Harbor Freight first opened around here. Bought all the anvils. It works really good for, you know, how I know to use it. I never said I was good at sheet metal work. If I made a motorcycle tank, if I made the first half, I'd have to make another one to match it. That'd be the hard part. Making it the first half would be hard enough. Then you got to match it. So Uh, I have a 4-foot box and pan brake. You might be able to see it. I had an old Tractor Supply, not a box style brake, just a traditional brake. It's only a 36-inch. This is a 48 I picked up. Sold the old one, bought this one, even deal. And I got it bolted to the first. Before I went on a bench craze, I found an old beat up bench for a couple $100, and I spent 1 hour fixing it up, and it's bolted to that. And that whole rig's going in there, because if I'm gonna go out there and hammer on a piece of metal, you're gonna want at least one bench, maybe two. I got a few extras, so if space allows, I want to, not just storage, this box is gonna be an actual shop outside that I will walk out to. I might even keep the material out there eventually. I'm not sure. Right now, all my sheet material is behind my toolbox. It's not too difficult to get to, but it's not something you do in well, you can do it in 5 minutes. Putting it in the box might not be any better. So I have plenty of wall space. It lives behind the toolbox. You don't even know it's there. It'll probably live there. So I'm not sure all the material will be out there, but I'm not sure like tubing and stuff's gonna live out there. It's basically sheet metal, but I continue. I got a 3-in-1. It's a Dayton, Granger, WW Granger. 3-in-1 slip roll shear brake. It's 30-something inches wide. It's wicked handy. I've used it many times. It's on a stand that weighs about 3 tons. That'll look nice out there. I ended up picking up a second anvil. No, scratch that. I have an anvil my brother gave me, which I love, but it sometimes gets tucked away somewhere. It'll be right out there where I can hammer and beat on it in a place of honor like the rest of the tools. What I started to say is I got a second arbor press. That'll live out there. I guess you want to do any manipulating that way. My Shrinker Stretcher has a stand that I bought. It's also like a Harbor Freight one or wherever I got it. The way the stand's made, it's a trip hazard. It sticks way out, so I can't wait to get that out of the shop. It's over there. I trip over it all the time. Dreaming of the day. I've been thinking about what I'm going to do with all this stuff. The idea of actually having an auxiliary shop, well, it's happening. I made many bead rollers, but I kept my biggest one I made and all the dies for it and everything, and it takes up a lot of space. It's got the work table on it. Again, it'll have a place of honor amongst the candidates out there for filling it up. And I have miscellaneous stuff. I have a spot welder that's on a stand that I bought at the sheet metal shop. It's 110 powered, so I don't know if it'd run on an extension cord that long, but with a 2-wheeler, I could bring it right back inside, but it'll live out there because I'm tripping over it now. I have a few plug-in like 110 sanders, belt sanders and disc sanders and such. I could have one of those out there because I collected those too apparently. I have a whole bunch of shears in that bench. Every bench I got has a trailer hitch on it. I actually just bought some more trailer hitches. I can add more. That'll probably live there. I just, as we're talking, had the brainstorm that I have a 110 Lincoln welder. Again, I'm going to have 110 power out there. I've run that on the long extension cord when I was modifying the roof of a trailer outside the driveway. So if I wanted to do any stuff like that, so it's going to be, if you can envision it, and if you've done this, I'd love to see pictures of the layout, but I'm just going to kind of wing it. That's fun. It sounds exciting. Plus, I'll be gaining space in the shop, and that's exciting. Really exciting. And then ultimately, I'll have room for one vehicle near the door. So maybe one that runs and I drive all the time. Maybe it's a project. Either way, if I can't get a vehicle in there, it's not the end of the world. But I think I'll be able to. So there was definitely, money to be saved buying in volume, because I called about one and, kept saying, if I buy 2 or 3, and the guy was really open about saving me some money. The driver definitely earned his money. Really impressed. He did not complain one time. I have a hunk of ledge that's right in the way. You need, I guess, about 100, 110 feet ahead of the truck so he could pull out from under the box and have room to maneuver to get out. And 3 times he had to do a lot of jacking around. Fortunately, a gooseneck trailer, he could almost spin all the way around and pass the trailer going the other way. Good thing, because my choice of where I wanted them was hampered by this hunk of ledge. Much, my backyard, it's the story of my backyard. I got a lot of ledge out there, making best use of it. Not going to try to blast it. It probably goes, to the core of the earth. So that's my story. It's too hot to work up there today, even though I was out there this morning trying to straighten the boxes. He could only get them, so close together. So I've been out there with the come along and the tractor, and I've almost got them arranged. And they're going to settle eventually, but this piece of area, this area where I put them has been compacted for a while. It's been filled for 3 or 4 years now. So I just added a little more 3/4 stone to the top of it. I like the stone because the water drains away from the box. They're made to lay on the ground. They're undercoated. I hate to jack them up, like put them on cement things, because unless you get them high enough that nothing wants to live under it, if you just give them a chance, something's gonna try to live under it. So in this case, there is a forklift hole in these little holes, but my experience is nothing really wants to stay under there very long. You might scurry under there, but it's gonna continue out the other side, hopefully. So it's a constant battle. I mean, the nature's outside. They were here first, I guess, and trying to peacefully coexist. I have groundhogs under my old shed that it's going to go away someday. The shed is. When I first saw them again this year, like, I got to get rid of them. And then next thing you know, I'm out there taking videos of the little babies because they're cute. Anyway, have a great day. Stay cool if you're where it's hot. I don't know how people that live with this every day, this oppressive humidity and heat. I'm not a fan, but I'll be in front of the fan. Have a good day. Take her easy.